All right, cool. So we are live. Welcome everybody. Welcome to another real estate wholesaling analysis event. We host these events every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today we had to make a change of it just because my schedule did change for tomorrow, Monday. So this is our first Sunday event that we'll be hosting, hopefully one of many to come. But let's get started. My name is Elton, like Elton John, just without the John, and then I don't do any singing or any of that. But I've been real estate wholesaling for the last 8 to 9 months already. But right now, I am looking to becoming an investor myself. Still going to be doing some wholesale deals here and there, but I am mainly looking into just expanding into getting my own portfolio and out of state, just because the state I'm located in at the moment in California, it is way too expensive out here. So, and the numbers really don't make sense at the moment for me to look into that. So I am going to be looking to expand my portfolio more towards the other states that I do see fit. But along the way, I did learn a lot about real estate wholesaling, a lot of the steps, which a lot of the steps include, when it comes to real estate wholesaling. These are all like the major steps. Each major step does have its tiny little steps as well too. So it does take a handful of things to do for you to have a successful real estate wholesaling business. And in additionally too, when we're looking into real estate wholesaling, it is basically the business of sales and marketing. So that's the other thing too. If you don't have any history of that, it's perfectly fine. It's all honestly about executing and then just being consistent and persistent into your business. Again, just like any other business whatsoever. But the main focus for this series is about to help you expedite the process of analyzing like a property, both on the rental side and the on the flip side. If you're looking for a fix and flipper buyer, whenever you're trying to wholesale a deal, or if you come across properties, single family homes especially, that are rented, then you have to find somebody who's willing to like rent it out as well too. Hold on, excuse me 1 second. Trying to get myself a little bit of water. But for it's kind of empty too, so I have to refill that. So whenever we're looking into a real estate wholesale, again, one of the processes is to find a buyer and then possibly even negotiate with that buyer. We're not going to go through the steps of that. Again, we're going to be focusing on more on the analyzing the properties. And the way whenever we're going to be analyzing the properties, this is the way properties get analyzed. First things first is understanding what the after repair value of the property will be, basically how much the property is worth and or appraised after it gets fully updated. So there is going to be that's going to be the number one thing a lot of buyers are going to be looking for. Then the next thing is definitely going to be the repair side, understanding how much they're going to be spending on the repairs. If it's going to be minimal, if it's going to be kind of a good amount, or if it's going to be like a complete gut job repair. So those are the things that we have to understand when looking at repairs. And of course, whenever buyers do calculate and do their numbers as well too, besides them doing like their own due diligence of finding comparables and to make sure it does fit their criteria, they are going to be doing things very differently across the board. Just like these three investors over here, investors one, two, and three, as you can see, they all do the numbers very differently across the board. And again, that's how much that's how they've done it, and that's maybe how somebody else taught them, and they're already accustomed to that. But of course, some buyers are getting smart as well too, by just finding creative ways on getting a deal. So they try to even they don't try to force a deal. It's just they just do different types of due diligence to see which route it makes sense for them to do, to execute like the property on, or the opportunity on. Just it depends on what it is that they're looking for and what side of the numbers fits best for them. So they're definitely going to be doing a heavy due diligence. So that's the only thing that you definitely have to be prepared for, because again, your numbers could be very different than them. But part of the process that I learn is try to expedite that and then make sure it matches to what makes sense to them as well too. Again, part of the process is understanding repairs. So whenever we're looking at repairs across the board, it is going to be very average. When I mean across the board, I mean across the nation. It's going to be pretty much down to like the price per square foot on the properties. Some states do vary, like California, New York, maybe even Washington, maybe Texas as well too, and also Florida. Not so much in Florida, but just like the other three that I mentioned, or four that I mentioned. They are going to have higher labor expenses. The materials are going to be pretty much like the same. Maybe some other states are going to have way lower uh, prices of materials, but they should be roughly plus or minus like 5 to like 10% on like difference. And then from there, again, it's going to come down to like the labor, how much of that person who's actually going to be doing the repairs is going to end up charging you. But when it comes to those, everything combined together, it is going to be a price per square foot, which these are the averages when looking at those repairs. So repair one is going to be uh, light repairs. Light repairs are going to be consisting of more of a rental place where um, somebody fully moved out and they just need to touch up little things. Average repairs is going to be the most common section for fix and flippers whenever they're trying to get a deal done. And then of course we have for those average repairs, we would have a good amount of a list of good amount of repairs, so like floors, kitchen, bathrooms, so like the main areas, and of course a little touches like lights, paint, and just anything else to like make the home very unique. And then of course now we have a full gut job repair where the home is fully stripped down. There's no pictures of it. I mean, there's no pictures, there's no walls of the on the property, so it's just stripped down to like the studs. So it's just all the wood without any nothing at all whatsoever in the property. It's going to take a heavy amount of time and jobs and materials as well too. So that's why it's going to be a little bit more expensive from there. Whenever we're looking at a property, part of the due diligence is to make sure that you're able to find other properties that are similar to it. And whenever you're going through that process of going through finding other comparables, is what the word is or similar homes that are the same to the one that you're looking into, is there are going to be certain parameters into these properties. The number one thing is definitely going to be make sure that the property recently sold in the last 6 to 9 months. Then, of course, we have these smaller parameters that is going to be looking for a property that has the same living square space, plus or minus 300 square feet. Lot size, it's these are more for farm style or more acreage land type of properties. Where you do have to analyze the square footage for the property. Next is going to be make sure that whenever you're looking at a property, you do stick within a half mile to a 1 mile radius, looking for these comparables. Uh, and part of that half-mile radius, you are going to come across major roads, or what we like to call them double yellow line roads, on the property, on the neighborhoods. So these double yellow line roads are going to look like this, where it's going to be heavy traffic with buses, construction trucks, high traffic for people traveling to and from work. So these heavy roads are kind of like a split or kind of like a wall for that specific neighborhood. So we're not going to be comparing the neighborhood on the left side comparable to like the neighborhood on the right side whatsoever. So that's something that we consider like a big barrier that we're not going to be finding those comps across that area. Next is looking at apples to apples, or AKA looking very close to like the same year of the property. You don't want to compare a 1945 home to a 2015 home, or even 2023 home as well too. You want to make sure you stick to the same close to like the same age area. So plus or minus 10 years on the difference. And of course, whenever we're looking at comparables, we want to make sure that we're able to find 3 to 5 comps that are fully updated or have been renovated closely as well to again being close to the last 6 to 9 months that are recently sold. Okay. Next, whenever we're looking into a deal, is is bring whenever you bring an offer into a property and then try to work a deal and then the deal does go through, you do want to consider putting into place certain contingencies or terms. These terms are basically are gonna help you, are basically a safeguard on your side to make sure that the deal works through smoothly. You're basically going through the entire process, making sure that it gets fully closed. You're getting your marketing. You're also preparing to find buyers and sell it to those buyers and have the buyer sign the assignment of contract on the property. So you basically, the first one is the closing days. You want to make sure the more days you have, the better it is on your side. Next is paying closing costs. This is optional. Again, you can bring into negotiation right away, or you can hold it off to like part of the negotiation process is where you consider where your end buyer is going to be paying for the closing fees for the seller. So again, it's just optional on that side. Next is the 1% EMD or earnest money deposit. This is the earnest interest you have into a property. It's pretty standard across the board to do 1% on a deal, but if it sometimes you need to just to make it more um, contingent or more show how much interest you have because some sellers do get really crazy about that, or like if you were really serious about buying a property, you need to pay about 2 or 3% of the earnest money deposit. You don't need to do that. The standard is 1% across the nation. That's how it's been in the past, and that's how it will be today, and that's how it will be in the future, whatsoever, unless laws do change. But it's pretty standard. Sometimes you don't even have to bring anything down, but again, part of the process, it's always recommended to bring 1% or at least $500 into a deal. $500 usually applies to properties worth less than $50,000. Next, this is the diamond of it all is inspection period. And the reason why it's inspection period is because this is the time where you're actually going to be marketing your assignment of contract. Again, just pay attention to that. I didn't say you're marketing the property, you're marketing the assignment of purchase of the agreement or purchase assignment contract, whichever way you want to call it. But basically, this is the time where you're marketing the contract of assignment to end buyers and then seeing who's interested in buying the property at the price that you're trying to sell the property for. Don't promote how much you got on the contract. Don't do any of that. You literally have to promote how much you want for that deal and then see if it makes sense for an end buyer to buy it at that deal. And that's where you have to bring, that's part of the process where you're actually going to be negotiating with end buyers and they're going to give you some feedback because they want to check out the property. They're going to be scheduling with you, they have to send over their people, whatever their process is on getting more information on the property and actually wanting to check the property in person. Then this is what these days are necessary for. So it can either be business days or calendar days. The difference is business days is going to expand the closing time for the property, while calendar days is just basically going to stick within the 30 days of closing period. So this is optional. I like to do business days just because we like to tell our sellers, and then sometimes we work with agents, let them know that hey, our construction guys, and our not only construction guys, but anybody else, electricians, this person that does this or this specialist that focus on something specific on the property, they want to check it out so that way we can get our estimates properly, make sure it makes sense for us. Because again, if it goes over our budget for expenses on repairs, then that's what we have to reconsider and make an adjustment on the contract, and then probably renegotiate on getting the property on the contract at a lower price if necessary. Just because again, the unexpected can always happen, and it always does happen in real estate. So that's what this inspection period is. It allows your end buyer to do their full due diligence and make sure that the property, besides the pictures that you have, they'll again, pictures show one thing, but when you look at a property in person, it actually does show a whole different thing. So that gives them like an insight, or and especially from the experience of how much they actually need to spend on the properties. Okay. Now, part of the process is I definitely love to do some live. I love to do some live Love to do some live analysis. So we're actually going to be playing a game called Spin the Wheel. If anybody has like any recommendations, by all means, drop them down in the chat, and I'll definitely check out like the area or wherever it is that you live, or if you have a specific address you want me to analyze, by all means, we'll get it analyzed. But let's go through here. And let me share this screen at the moment. So screen share right here. So you guys should be able to see my screen right here, Redfin. I like to use Redfin, and I also like to use Zillow. And of course, I like to use my website for eltonvargas.com, which you guys can get the calculators complete for free by using coupon code not gatekeeping. That's all together, coupon code not gatekeeping. Or if you happen to ignore that, there's another coupon, or you can get 50% from the Pro bundle. The Pro bundle is the rental calculator and also the ARV calculator, which I'm gonna show you guys the ARV calculator right over here. There's an intro video on how to go through it, but this is what we're doing it live. And I also like to use propwire.com additionally too. So we're gonna use PropWire, and this is what I'm gonna be doing two examples. One's gonna be a rental example, and the other one's gonna be a um a single family fix and flip property. Oh, so let's do the spin the wheel. Where's it at? Okay, let's refresh this. All right, cool. So let's spin the wheel. Let's see what city does it give us. If it gives us a city that I've done in the past, like Arkansas, for some reason, always gives me this one. Let me spin it one more time. I want to make sure I get a good one. All right, Fresno, California. Here we go. Fresno, California. Let's see what we're able to get out of Fresno, California. Fresno, California. So these properties are going to be, I can go so many different ways onto this. I can set up, I can use Zillow. So there's never an excuse that there's no deals out there. I'm literally going to show you guys how to go through these deals. So let me reset all my filters. Let me look for sale. There's so many things I can do, and what I mean by that is I can look for sale by owner. I can look for sale by agent. I definitely want to stay away from new construction. Definitely want to stay away from auctions. Um, and then let's see. Yeah, new construction definitely don't want to stay away with because it looks like there's a lot of new constructions here. So again, there's so many things that I can do over here when we're looking at deals. And again, I don't like to just look at Fresno. I like to look at the other cities the close by cities as well too, see what's going on. But I do like to set up certain filters though. So my filters are gonna be like this. I'm looking for a single family home, so the first one's gonna be a fix and flip. I'm going to be looking for properties that have been sitting for more than 45 days. I'm looking for properties that are at least 1,000 square feet. And then I'm looking for properties that are not built more than 2005. Because again, 2005, the roof should be still has like 10 more years of life. Um, and then from there, it's all about just working with that. But for right now, these are my properties. Let me look at my table. Um, Let's look for yeah, let me just start looking. I'm gonna be looking at the pictures, and then just like in the presentation for the repairs, as you guys were looking, I'm looking to like start listing all the things that I can see. If the floors need to be changed, if the kitchen needs to be changed, if the bathroom needs to be changed, if the paints needs to be changed, if this needs to be changed, if that needs to be changed. Issues. I'm looking at a lot of pictures, and I look at pictures. I'm used to seeing pictures because pictures can tell me something, and that's how I'm able to analyze. It just takes time for you to like do repeat it so many times that you'll get accustomed to it. So to me, I'm already accustomed to like looking at pictures and then determining how much it needs, and then I'm able to know from like what kind of repairs um some of these properties need. Like for this, there's no major repairs. This could be a good rental over here. I won't know them until I start making negotiations from there as well too. Because again, I want to get the information of from the seller side, especially working with agents. I want to get the information of what's the story behind this. So you see, sometimes agents don't even have pictures yet. And this has been listed for 45 days, and they just say a great starter home for first-time buyer or investor. Okay, what makes it an investment? Um, so that's the thing is, not all agents are the same, not all sellers are the same, not all buyers are the same. Not everybody does their numbers and their due diligence and their comps the same. So literally, real estate, it's literally about just negotiating. It is definitely a lot about numbers, but also understanding like where everybody's coming from on each side and what their situation is. So that's where you come in as a real estate wholesaler. You're coming in as the person who's guiding them into guidance. You're guiding them into the steps that they actually need to get the deal done and close it and get rid of it and leave it all behind and move on to the next step of their life or their business if they're running a business as well too. So here's a good example. We have this 279, a cozy, quiet neighborhood. The backyard needs some work as well too, if anything. But I like this one. 279, not too bad whatsoever. 1136. It doesn't tell me how many bathrooms it does have. I can go through the county records as well too. Again, there's so many things. So whenever you try to look for a property, what does it say over here? Over here it says 2-1. And then let's see what it says over here. Let me duplicate this tab. Let me close this out. Let me see what pops up over here. Again, and not all platforms are gonna be not all not all platforms are gonna be the same as well too. So 3-1 is the property over here. All right, cool. That's I just need to make sure on that. So it's been sitting on 47 days, cozy home, RV parking back, large kitchen, huge backyardies, a blank canvas ready for landscaping ideas. So it looks like the landscape is going to take more just because this looks like a tiny home. Like this is like crazy. And another thing too is understand the neighborhood. The agent is talking about the neighborhood, a quiet neighborhood. So let's see what the neighborhood is all about. And I don't see quiet neighborhood. We have a high school right over here, not too far from the freeway. We have elementary school over here. We're really kind of closed out into like this section between like kind of like this quadrant. I know it's hard. I don't have like my outline to like do it. Let's check out flood. Okay, not too bad. Fires. Okay, nothing. Heat across the way. Wind. All right. So let me check out these roads. So this is what I'm talking about. When I'm ever looking at a property and when I'm looking for comparables, I'm not gonna be crossing these double yellow heavy traffic roads whatsoever. Why is it? I think this thing is just glitching out. See if it can get me up. Okay, cool. So here we have, there's no double yellow line, but we have a busy road over here. Trucks, buses, heavy traffic, construction, businesses, roads as well too. What's the next one? Uh, this one right over here. Same thing with this one. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. When I see more than six cars, that's I'm not going to be crossing that neighborhood whatsoever. So I know this one. I'm not gonna cross. I'm not gonna cross this one. What about this one? East to to LaRue Avenue, double yellow line. Same thing. Not crossing that whatsoever. And let's go back to this side over here as well too. Same thing, heavy traffic road. So so this is what I'm talking about. When I'm looking for comps, I'm staying away from this area. I'm staying away from those roads. I mean, I'm not gonna be sticking to that whatsoever. Um, so let's go back to it really quick. Let's see. Go back here. 2 seconds right here. All right, cool. All right. So let me zoom in here. So again, I'm basically sticking to this quadrant. I cannot go outside of that quadrant whatsoever. Okay, so I'm looking for recently sold properties. Again, my first step is to figure out from the seller what the motivation is, what's happening with the property. So that's where I have to reach out to like the agent. Um, then from here, I'm gonna be filling in the information. So I'm looking at a 3-1 1136 property selling for 279. So I'm gonna put over here 279, 1136 square footage. And then going back to the pictures, let me start analyzing on what it actually needs. It's definitely the backyard because the backyard is really big. Again, there's room to expand back there, as well too. So we're definitely do the kitchen. Looks like the flooring, it's already updated. Probably get rid of the rug, keep it all floor, especially over here in Fresno, California. It does get hot. That's why there's a bunch of ACs, fans, and everything. Definitely do painting. Um, so let me list it. So kitchen, bathroom, paint, uh, maybe even windows. I can't really tell, but yeah, some windows as well too. Maybe some plumbing, because I don't know how the plumbing will be on this property, when it got fully updated. And again, the backyard, there's just room to like expand back there. And then if I look at the homes right next to it as well too, and seeing how far these homes go. So this home, it's like all the way to the left. So again, for this one, I don't know if this tree is ours or not. So but again, there's room to like expand. Maybe you have to knock down this oranges tree, but I don't know if that's in our line. Yes, it is. It's on our side of the property. So at least we have a tree. Palm trees are very expensive, so that definitely took some money because once in give it 15, 20 years, these palm trees are definitely going to get bigger. It depends on what kind of palm trees it is. I'm not an expert on that, but uh so again, we listed kitchen, bathroom, walls, paints, maybe plumbing. So 5 things. So that's around average repairs. There's no basement in California. So now my thing is either if I'm looking for this for myself, it's gonna give me a fix and flip possible offer to bring in. If I'm looking to buy and hold, then it's gonna give me a buy and hold possible purchase. Or if I'm looking to wholesale, this is how much this could be kind of like my maximal allowable offer, but I'm not overdone yet because again, part of the process is I need to find the ARV, I need to deduct my expenses, and then figure out how much my end buyer is gonna want to buy or purchase it for. Um, so that way I can get a deal out of the 279 if I can get a deal. And then from there, I just bring those expenses and then add my wholesale fee into the place as well too. So I listed like about 5 things. I'm gonna estimate around $32 per square foot. So it's good. Again, it's a small home. My end buyer can literally spend the full $36,000. They can spend less than $36,000, or they can spend about 60, $80,000 if they want to expand the property, make it bigger, just because there's a huge backyard. So this is a great example that again, the sky is this limit. And that's why I don't like to dwell too much on repairs. I'm just estimating how much it will be. I would estimate between $25 a square foot, but I'm gonna play safe and I'm gonna go $7 more just so there's extra room for anything else whatsoever. But again, at the end of the day, it comes down to the buyer how much they actually want to spend. Next is going to be their profit. California is very expensive, so a lot of them do like to stick between 10 to like 15% in their profit. So now we have two possible ARVs, or how much we need, not ARVs, how much we need to sell the properties, or how much my end buyer needs to sell the property for. And this is what I have to look for in my comps. So that way, if the property makes sense. So this is giving me two stories. The first story on the left side is basically telling me, especially being listed with an agent, the agent's telling me, I need to buy this property for 279. I need to do about $36,000, $400 in repairs. I want to add my profit into the business as well too. Then eventually, when it comes to reselling the home or fixing and flipping whenever it's time to flip the deal, then I need to sell the property for $395,000. That's one side. Next is my purchase price. So if I were to purchase the property, get on the contract for $181,000, and then I get maybe sell my contract for $181,000, so I'm able to negotiate to like 150. Then my end buyer needs to do the $36,000 in repairs, 15% profit, and then I need to resell my property for around 271, $271,000 for it. So I need to find comps close to either 271 or 394. And then now I get a picture of where the truth actually lies. And now I have to do my due diligence and see what the area is actually telling me. Again, I'm not gonna be crossing these major roads whatsoever. I already know there's high traffic. These are high traffic roads, so I gotta stick within this specific square neighborhood for me to find these properties. And again, I'm looking for properties that sold in the last 6 months. Um, and then the properties that pop up on Redfin are going to be very different from the properties that pop up on Zillow. And then are going to be very different from properties that pop up on PropWire as well too. Because again, PropWire does give you comps additionally as well. Again, I'm looking for properties in the last 6 months, and that's why half a mile radius, I can't even go more than a half a mile because again, of those heavy traffic roads. Let me look for how much what the two bedrooms. So okay, so I gotta look for a 3-1. So let me redo this one more time. So 6 bedrooms, I mean 6 months, single family home, plus or minus one bedroom. Um, and then that's pretty much it. So let's see what I'm able to find over here. But let me go with Redfin really quick. Redfin, let's go to most recently sold. Okay, so we have this one sold for 230. Okay, not too bad. A little bit out. Not too bad at all. It did sell just recently, about like 9 days ago. Hold on. You see, this is the thing. It really comes down to your end buyer. So this is an example of an end buyer that probably did like the minimal to it. They just probably did like a brush paint makeup on it and then try to realistic because they kept the original flooring. They didn't even try to like and I used to do flooring with my uncle as part of his contracting business. Is we used to sand this down and refinish it and make it shinier again. And man, hitting the corners was actually brutal when it comes to like sanding and so much sand gets out of you. But this is an example, a prime example. They didn't even change like the lighting, anything. This probably was like a rental. My worst experience. Notice. I don't know what kind of notice that is either because it's English and Spanish. Um, so they didn't even update the kitchen. Looks like there's no refrigerator either. The stove looks like the owner lives it, but it's like an updated. Again, the lighting, just the lighting stayed the same. So this was definitely like a rental property. Um, Bathroom looks like it got updated beforehand before whoever used to living inside of here. Just everything is so down to like the same. And then this is what an agent did. They hire somebody who to add this so that way they can show you an example. And this what caught me off guard. I was like, what is this? Because why would you put a palm tree? Why would you put a table? I don't know how much room there is here, but that looks like a tight table when somebody swings open this door over here. Just from my experience, you know. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna be following that comp whatsoever. I'm looking for something like this. This is a prime example of what needs to be done. Outside, just quick painting as well too. Windows look like they got updated. Yeah, there's a sliding upwards windows. What's up with these pictures? Okay, so it looks like they're still loading. Um, for whatever reason, they're still loading. But I'm gonna look through here. So you see. Kitchen, not a lot of crazy amount of work, but great flooring. God, why is it not popping up? Are these like high quality rendering images or what? Kitchen has granite countertops except for this side. They left like as an island, more like the vanity for it. Uh, this could be like the laundry room. Yep. They need to clean that uh dryer exhaust. Bathroom. So this is a prime example. Oh, nice. Farm style sliding doors. So this is great. This I forgot what to call it, like the plastic, the tub plastic that it is. But this is a prime example of what the property needs to be. So this I will use this as a comp. It has a one car garage space. Our property doesn't even have a car garage. It has a driveway as well too. So that's the difference between it. But let me get the price per square foot, which is 201. So I'm gonna put in the 201 over here. I have one comp. Remember, I need three to five. So I still need to find something else for it. Next, let's see. This is a 644. Oh, I didn't change it. Oh no, this works well. 750 and the max that I'm looking for, it's a 1400. So actually, that other comp I was looking into doesn't even qualify just because I think it was a little bit too big on the square footage. Because our subject property is 1136 plus 300 is 1436. So I can actually go 1500. Let's see. So we have five comps, but are they all good and strong? There's no pictures on this one. This one, same thing. So for like 250, not a lot of updates. This so for 301 and the other one. So not a lot of updates and fully updated work whatsoever, which truly sucks. Because that means it's a deal that we have to move on forward. And this other one we're looking is a 1676 home as well too. So now let me see what kind of properties does PropWire give me. And again, I'm looking for properties that recently sold. Trying to see this sold in December. I'm just checking this sold in December too. This sold in December, November. I'm looking for like the closest dated ones because again, I want to make sure I'm able to select them. So all right, let's check out this one. Let's see what this one looks like. Let's go back to one of these and let's put it up right here. So we got to put in the address. All right, Mackenzie. All right, so we already know about that one. So that one's a no, no good. So let's check this one. What about this one? This Turner one. Remind me later. Come on. Let's see what this Turner one looks like. Um, 3-1, 1288. Corner home. I don't know. This sold on December 1st. So nope. Not a lot of nothing good on that one. Let's check out this Grant one. Extremely like cool. I give you a 10. A 10 for being annoying. Let's check it out. Let's see what it gives me. 1067. All right, cool. We already seen that one too. So not this one. Let's check out this Nevada Avenue one. Hold on. This Nevada Avenue, where's it located? And so this Nevada is located in the other side, so I can't even use this one. No matter how much I like it, I just can't use it. That's the thing I gotta pay attention to. And then this one sold for 2.2 million. Cool thing is it's across the other side. This one 231, same thing. Um, and then this one 335. So yeah, this is an example of a no deal. I'm not gonna try to force the deal into it. Again, it's just sometimes there's nothing that you can really do with a property. So Let me see if there's any equity on the property. There's no equity in the property, so I think it's free and clear. Yep, it's a free and clear property as well too. So this is an example of just like the deal is not gonna work for me. So I will just work with the agent and be like, hey, what else do you have? Like this property's been sitting for 45 days. It could be a good investment for someone to come in and spend more than $50,000 because again they expand it and then update it. This pillar looks kind of tilted to me, or is it just the lighting? This little pillar rod over here. I don't know, I think it's just like the lighting from the sun. But this is an example of a prime deal that I just wouldn't even go for it whatsoever. But let's say for laughs and giggles, we're able to find other comps close to like the same asking price. Well, if this one didn't qualify because it was 1,600 square feet. So yeah, I'm not gonna force it, honestly. I'm just really not gonna force it whatsoever. Um, I just gotta move on to the next example. So again, not every deal is gonna work into it, so that's why it's always best to ask. And it's literally gonna come down to like the numbers, or sometimes even asking the agent, like, hey, what kind of comps did you guys pull? Because I'm not able to find anything that is fully updated in this area. And so that way I can make sure yeah, I match it like this December 2nd. Cool thing, Zillow Redfin has like this maps thing. The only comp, the only comp I can pull is this F1. This F1 sold for $300,000. Um, and again, that's how much the properties are selling for in the neighborhood. We're checking it out right over here. So two, oh, let me see. So if the average is 221, like in this specific neighborhood, let's put those numbers in. Let me try to do that. So the average is 221 per square foot. The property, the property can sell for $250,000. And I think they have it listed for how much? 279. So it's really not gonna be a deal breaker, honestly. Um, if if we need to get in the contract for $180,000 and the average, like all the average properties or all the properties that are that recently sold in the last 6 months sold for 221 average, all those homes together. Again, by simply adding all these square footages, even this 75,000, that has to be part of the deal as well too. It doesn't that's just how the neighborhood is reacting. It's make sure that we're able to sell like the properties over here. So this is how much the our fix and flipper will actually want to buy it. They'll want to buy it between $139,000 to $150,000 based on that 221 price per square foot average. Just in that a small area. And again, they let's say want to make their 15% profit. Again, it's putting yourself into the investment is would you want to purchase a home for $150,000, spend $15,000 in closing costs, maybe do a 20% down on the property as well too. So let me pull my calculator. So 150, 200 times 20. So get 30,000, $45,000 to eventually sell it for. So that's how much it took. And not only that, but also repairs. So $45,000 in closing costs. And then also afterwards spend basically maybe $40,000 as well. So $85,000 to make $30,000. $30,000 divided by 85. That's basically to be like a 35%. Again, there's still gonna be other expenses. It's not too bad whatsoever. Again, it just depends what your end buyer really wants out of it. Some of them will be satisfied with this. Some of them will want to get more, like maybe $40,000 out of it. So it really depends. But again, the negotiation itself, just alone of that, it's like it'll be like the biggest thing is um, getting the property in the contract or purchasing your contract at $139,000 and then they have to like fix and flip the deal from there. So it really comes down to what best works. And then sometimes it'll be like if you're buying this low, it's best to buy it cash. And it's like Yeah, you're spending $150,000 paying all the closing costs as well too, plus paying the repairs additionally too. So it just really comes down to what makes more sense. So this doesn't make sense to me as an investment for like my own. So again, it's just best to move on forward to something else. So yeah, hopefully that example helps out. Now I want to do an example of a rental, and then I want to pull this out, which is an image of what landlord friendly states look like. So all of these red states are basically landlord friendly, and what landlord friendly means is they help out more the investor or the owner of the property than the renter. So California is heavily renter friendly. The renter regulations are larger. The eviction process is more economical, meaning that you have to spend more to kick somebody out if you're able to kick him out for whatever reason. So whenever I'm looking for like investments, I will stick to like these red states. So for today's example, I'm gonna be using Ohio out of it, and let's see what let's do Cleveland. Let's do Cleveland, Ohio. I just thought out of Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns for whatever reason over here. So let me look for rental properties over here. So I'm gonna be doing a rental analyzer. So this is the ARV calculator. Again, you can get it for free by using not gatekeeping coupon code. It is expiring at the end of the month on the 31st of January. But then for rentals, we are gonna be looking at a rental property. So we're using the complete rental analyzer right over here. And let me close this out as well too of Zillow. And let's go over here to Cleveland, Cleveland, Ohio. Awesome. And let's remove the boundary. And I'm looking for multifamily homes. So multifamily. Let's see what we're able to get. All right, multifamily. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let me look for some multifamilies that I've been setting for quite a amount of days. Let's see. Awesome. All right, cool, cool, cool. 53 days. Wow. Nice, nice. Okay. So what I'm looking for these properties, I'm looking for properties that basically need minimal work. I'm looking for just kind of again doing like a quick makeup. So paint. The flooring on this one looks really good. Maybe change the tub or maybe change the style of this tub or the bathroom, if anything. Because again, so this property's not gonna work too well. So let me look for something that is fully updated. And trust me, you can find something that it's fully updated. Bam. Second one. The second one on the spot. Oh man, and this one, look at this. Oh my God. And this is what I love about real estate. Somebody's selling same square footage, 1694, 1628. It's a four-bedroom, two bath. This is selling for this is kind of like three levels, $144,000. And it is two different neighborhoods. So again, location, location, location is very important. But at the same time, honestly, this it's astonishing. This property selling for 144,000 and the amount of work that it needs, it's crazy. While comparable to this one, it's selling for $114,000, but then the condition of it, already painted walls, a great siding, bathroom, kitchen, I'll honestly leave it as is. Maybe change like the windows as well too. But oh my God, this is a good property. Hopefully it's I'm not sure if it's vacant or not vacant. So now the thing is I'm looking for a description that talks about currently renting for um or actually that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put in a keyword. So let me put in keywords. So let me take out the thing so I can use it an example is let me use keywords. My keyword's gonna be leased. So current, a lot of agents like to put in the word currently leasing for or leased until like this day. So let me see if this says it. Does this say it? Calling on investor. Here we go. Um, let's see. The front home is currently rented month to month, and the back home is rent. There's room for increase in current tenants' rent, and it is under my estimated rental after back home is remodeled. Okay, I don't care about the back home. I just want to see if it's I'm looking for a property that says currently leasing for or lease until this day. So here we go. This is oh man, I love this agent already. So investors duplex features 4 bedroom, 2 bath, each unit, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 2 car garage. Okay, I can charge for the garage. Both units are secure for New Year long leases. Lower unit is for 775 and the upper unit is for 975. Okay, cool. Bam. I love this. I love this already. So this is an amazing agent, and this is how I know it's an agent that has worked with investors before, is because they start listing it all this. Also, POS complaint including many updates, recent high value upgrades exceeding $30,000, fully renovated bathrooms. Wait, what? New stainless steel, upgraded water tanks, HVAC for tenant satisfaction, two reconstructed front porch, renewed hardwood, LVP in the bats, renewed garage. All right, cool. Yeah, let me check out the pictures. I didn't check out. I got too excited from the details. So awesome. I will leave the tenants in. By all means, let the tenants stay in there. Have them continue paying like the rent. Oh, I love this person already too because they play chess. That means this is I love playing chess as well too. I always lose, but hey, I love playing the game because we're learning. But I like to put in fast strategies. I'm not the Queen's Gambit type of person. Awesome. Great. I love the property. Honestly, I already love it. Now, because I'm buying a property that is being rented, it is all about numbers. So let's see what the numbers are saying. So the property is $169,000. All right, cool. If I were to put 20% down, interest rate is going to be 7.25%. Awesome. This is my mortgage payment, and now without taxes, insurance, any of that. This is just strictly just the mortgage payment. Pay my closing costs 5%. My initial investment is going to be $42,000, 33,000 on the down payment plus 8,400 on the closing costs. Next is the agent mentioned is a 2 bedroom. Um, there's 2 units, 2 bedroom, 1 bath. Lower unit 775. Okay, both are the same. Both of them need to be the same price, honestly. 975. So both of them should be 975. And that's the thing about these states. And then I always like to check it out. Um, the Cleveland, Ohio have rent control. And what is rent control, you may be asked, is as recent prices have gone up in Northeast Ohio, it is becoming more important for renters to know the rights. And although Ohio is among 45 cents without rent control laws, there's still protocol that landlords must follow before increasing the rent. Okay. So rent control basically means you cannot skyrocket like the rent prices. It can only go up by like a 10% or anything like that every year or every couple years. It really depends on it. So if one of the properties is one of the sites is getting rented for 775, then we can only go up 10% on it. So we can only bring it up to like 850. But by law, landlords need to notify tenants 36 days before the end of the lease changes, including rent increases. Month-to-month leases are required. Prior notice to rent must at least okay. If you have a lease agreement, okay, rent increases can only be done as called for in the lease agreement. Okay. Until about I don't care about that. It's cleveland.com. I want cleveland.org. Pays to stay ordinance. And you see this, oh my goodness. And this is what I love these red states. Um, pay to stay ordinance. This is
Mm.
This afternoon, Cleveland, Ohio passed unanimous pay to stay ordinance to give renters in the city more rights and more stability. Under pressure, if the tenant is summoned to court for an eviction, they can stop proceeding if they have fully amount plus any late fees. Um, Under Ohio law, a tenant can be evicted for being just 1 day late or $1 short of rent. Ohio is the only handful of states allow tenants to be evicted in this manner. And that's what I love about red states. Not that I'm the person that's gonna be doing that. Maybe it will come to like at one point. It's just, but like it depends on like on the tenant. But honestly, I just care more about rent. But the biggest thing is I wanted to see if there's rent control. There's no rent control over here, unless you have to follow certain regulations. I just have to deep dive into more of that. But this I'm using this as an example. So I have two bedroom. I have two bedroom. I have two 1 bedroom. I have a duplex that is a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. Both the units should be renting at 975. The garage I could charge it's 2 car garage. I could charge for the garage as well too. Um, I can do like $30 for him, so that way I can bring extra income into it. So the rent plus the car garage is gonna be bringing me a monthly rent of 2010. $2,010. My gross income for the entire year is going to be 23,460. Awesome. Now my expenses, I can either break down my expenses, tax, insurance, maintenance, vacancy management, but I'm gonna stick to my regular standard protocol of 40% on the expenses, just playing it safe, which brings my net operating income to be 14,076 or $11,173 every single month. Again, that's I'm bringing income from the rent and the garages. So that now gives me all these steps over here. Let's say my average investment when it comes to buying properties is always buying it at a high cap rate. It just comes down to what the average cap rate is per for investors in in the state of Ohio and specifically Cleveland, Ohio. And again, there's different counties, so I got to make sure I'm sticking with I'm looking at the right county. So let's say I want to buy the property at 10% cap rate. It gives me how much I should be buying the property under contract for over here. But over here, it gives me the rent multiplier. The lower the number it is on the rent multiplier, that's better, which basically stands property over gross income. The high again higher number, it's bad. Lower number is better. Now looking at cap rate, this is basically what the pro how much income is bringing me after my expenses and also comparable to the purchase price of the property. The property is listed at $169,000. Next is my cash on cash return. This basically breaks down how much cash flow does it bring comparable to my initial investment. My initial investment was $42,250. So my cash flow is basically going to be $3,000 for the entire year. This is not per month. This is for the entire year. My monthly income is this 1177. But again, part of the cash flow is deducting debt service, or again, this is my mortgage. So the way this works, the way cash flow works is you get the net operating income, you subtract your mortgage payment, because again, I think my part of my expenses is tax, insurance, maintenance, vacancy management. But part of the other thing is my debt service or my mortgage is subtracting these two together, which is going to give me that cash flow number. So subtract NOA, the NOI, my net operating income from the debt service, and that's going to give you my cash flow. And that cash flow, compare it to the initial investment, it's a 7.12% on the cash flow, which my break even time frame I'm gonna break even from the $42,000 of the initial investment is going to take 168 months, or that's going to be a total of around roughly it should be roughly around 11 years, 14 years. It's gonna be 14 and a half years. And maybe around that time is when I'll reappraise the home. I'll do a 1031 exchange, and then from there just do other look into something else as well too, or just forever hold it. It's just up to me. But now let's say again, I want to stick to buying my properties at a higher cap rate. The higher the cap rate, the lower the price is going to be. So if I raise this, if I bring in, if I want to buy the property, let's say lucratively, if I'm able to buy the property at 20% cap rate, that means I'll be able to purchase the property at $70,000. Again, higher cap rate is better because I'm able to pay less for the property. Lower cap rate is riskier because then now basically I'm buying the property kind of like full price, and I don't want to pay full price for this property whatsoever. It's already telling me my cap rate, it's around 8%. Not too bad. Maybe I'll start negotiating around 12%. Let's see if I can get it for like a hundred and yeah, I'll start $115,000. So let's say I'm able to purchase this property at $115,000 from the seller, and then from there everything else stays the same, besides like the down payment and the monthly payment and my initial investment. That's going to change because again the price of the property changed, but then now the rent stayed the same. The expenses did drop maybe just a little bit, so then now my new cap rate is 12.24. My cash flow doubled. So instead of being 3,000, it went up to $6,500. And now my cash on cash return is around 22.76%. So now my break even on my payment, now basically in a little bit less than 6 years, I'm a little bit less than 5 years, I'm breaking even. So that means now after what is this, 52 months? I'm gonna say 53. 50, 53 months. I can't do simple math on top of my head right now. So many numbers. In 4.5 years, I'm basically now I'm just bringing extra income for me on my side already whatsoever too. I mean, I'm already bringing some income, $3,000 a year, but again, I want to get more. So now it's bringing me $6,500 more. And maybe if interest rates are better around that time, hey, I'll refinance, get some money out, and then try to look for another property that is within the same price range, bring in a good amount of cash flow, and then buy some more. And then you just constantly repeat all that whatsoever. But this is an example of analyzing a property, and this honestly took me less than 2 minutes. Just by putting in the numbers, I'm gonna leave my expenses around 40%. 40% is pretty much a standard one. Again, if you want to break it down to like the notch, by all means break it down. But honestly, I'm gonna stick to my 40%. Just again, I'm playing it safe. Maybe I want to go to like 42% just because there's interest as well too that I have to pay on the loan as well too that I'm pulling out. And then there you go. That's my investment right there on the rental property. But again, I need to negotiate the property from 169 to $115,000. And that's what I have to see because this property has been sitting for a little bit. Again, just to understand more, I know the agent put all this out, but I want to rehear it. I want to hear them say the story again, so that way I can understand what's actually happening um with the seller, what's happening with tenants, and just get the back end of the story. And then again, just bring an offer of 115. Maybe they might not take it, but again, my goal is to buy the property at the most around 10% of the cap rate. If I buy it at $140,000, and then from there, again, let me see how much. Again, the income stay the same. Everything else, expenses, just probably changed a little bit, 10.05% cap rate. Now I'm bringing about $4,900 in cash flow. Again, the property, it's already paying for itself. The cash flow is just extra money that I'm able to bring in into place. So this is money for me to either pay my own rent, again, it's not every single year, but maybe just buy something else or try to like save up this money so I can buy something else, another property, another type of, or make other investments whatsoever. And again, in a span of like 7, 8, 10 years, again, refinance the property or do a 1030, sell the property and do a 1031 exchange. And then bam, let's see if I'm able to work this deal out. If I'm able to get a lower price, hey, by all means, I'm gonna bring my low ball offers on this deal just because again, the numbers, I want to make sure that I'm able to get the most out of that deal. But There you go, guys. Those are two live examples of a fix and flip that it wasn't a deal, and it's perfectly fine because not all deals are a deal. Sometimes you just have to move on forward or maybe come back later and then see if there's motivation afterwards. And then there's the rental side. So that's what both of the calculators do for you. So whenever you're analyzing, get the calculators so that way it can expedite the process for you because I did both of these in less than an hour. Um, yeah, both of these examples, I did them in like 45 minutes. So, and again, that's just me explaining things. If I'm in my own zone, I'm able to get probably like 5 deals, 6 deals analyzed in that time frame. But not only that, but also calling people, get the stories on all those deals, and then figure out what makes more sense for me to come into. So it's just the real estate is a business game. Real estate wholesaling is a numbers game. So if you really want to get started in this business, it's all about taking action and no hesitation whatsoever. But you also need to have a reliable source that can help you understand where the numbers are. Because again, when a buyer is going to be looking at one of your properties, they're going to be looking at the numbers and make sure it makes sense for them. If somebody's looking for a rental and you have a rental property, they want to make sure the numbers make sense as well too. So treat it as a business. Get the calculators completely for free by using coupon code not gatekeeping, which expires on January 31st. And then from there, I'll see you guys on the next episode, which will be hosted on Wednesday. Not tomorrow, Monday. This is the makeup. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good night.